Hey guys, welcome back to the channel once again. This is Starboy the Cosmic Witch. We're back with another reading video today. We're going to be doing our reading for the full moon. So first things first, I want to apologize to you guys for not posting for so long. I'm sick. So some of you guys saw my community post or are friends with me on Facebook seen where I've been talking about I've been sick with different infections back to back. It's been ongoing and it has been bad. But honestly, it's been more annoying than anything because it's been infection, recovery, just over and over again, and it's been annoying. Anyways, I'm feeling well now, so I want to thank everyone who did send positive energies and healing energies to me during this time. I really appreciate all of the good vibes. So we're heading into the full pink moon on April 6th. How are you all feeling? I hope you're feeling well. We're now into Aries season. This is the astronomical new year. This is spring in the northern hemisphere. So we're heading into that renewal of energy. And it really does feel like, you know, the ram charging in with this energy. That's what I'm feeling psychically with this. We're also heading into eclipse season. We have eclipses coming up. So that's also something that's coming into play with this energy. Personally, I've been getting a lot of psychic dreams again lately, which that has been something that's been dormant in me for a long time. But I've been getting a lot of psychic dreams again lately. So I'm thinking that that is also part of these energies of this full moon, but also heading into eclipse season as well. So maybe you all will be picking up your intuitive insight and information coming in. One thing I have also noticed is the energies of the ancestors have been coming around a lot lately. So that could also be something that's getting stirred up with these energies. So if you have, you know, lost loved ones, friends, family, you know, whatever, I feel like that could be coming through at this time to give messages or just to let us know that they're around. So pay attention to that as well going forward. So looking here at the astrology, this full moon is occurring in Virgo, and you know, Virgo's the earth sign. It's the energy of practicality, organization skills, analyzing things in that practical way, you know, logic, deep analysis, contemplation, figuring things out. With Virgo, we have the energy of technicalities and meticulous detail. There are themes to do with education and learning, healing and health, budget and financing, security and stability. There comes this really practical energy to all of these different themes. The Virgo moon is a good time to bring discipline or stability to your health or your diet. It's a good time to seek employment or advances in employment or like a new job or something. It's a good time to look for a new house, a new home environment, things like that. And it's also a good time of intellect and mental activity and power. So you could also bring, you know, discipline to those parts of yourself as well during this time. So what I'm feeling from this energy, I'm very much feeling like the Two of Wands energy. The sense of, you know, standing out and overlooking your life and surveying, observing, contemplating, but also planning for the future, seeing your opportunities and what you might want to pursue. And this can manifest in many different ways in many different areas of your life, but it's sort of just this standing back and looking at your life overall, all of the different avenues, all of the different areas, seeing what maybe you need to work on, what you want to work on, you know, things like that. You know, it sort of is that time to take stock of things just take a step back and observe and see all of the different areas of our lives and what we want to do. So, there's really an energy of hopefulness and optimism as well, sort of just enthusiasm and excitement with this. And really being, strategic and planning things out, setting maybe an addendum or some sort of like timeline or schedule for yourself with whatever your intentions are or will be as you figure them out. So yeah, that's, what I'm feeling from the astrology and psychically. I'm also feeling an energy of rebirth with this. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and get into the cards. I'm going to be using the Star Spinner Tarot and the Wood and Bone and Path Unknown Gay Runic Oracle. Please give us your divine guidance for this full moon and going in towards eclipse season. Is there anything else that we need to know or do or be aware of at this time for our highest good, greatest success and joy? Please give us your divine guidance now. Thank you, and so mote it be. Got a nice little spread here. We have the Ten of Swords as the first card. So we have this sort of, phoenix being killed with these swords. And what does that mean? It means rebirth, right? So that's sort of what the Ten of Swords represents. It represents coming to the end, the ruin, the destruction of something. But that means release. That means relief, right? It means rebirth, renewal. It means something's being cleared out so that we can make room for something else. The Ten of Swords is like a smaller scale version of the Tower card, right? This destructive energy that clears the way for something new to follow. So, this card can represent the end of a relationship. It can represent quitting your job, or even getting fired. Whether you're the one that's breaking up with the other person or quitting, or whether you're getting fired or you're getting dumped. That type of energy, it's the end of something. And it's something that's not been good for you. Let me make that very clear. Okay. See, this ending is good. It's a positive thing. Whether or not if you recognize it as that or not, if you really sit down and analyze it with the Virgo energy, this is a good thing. This needs to happen. It's for your good, for your highest good. Because whatever is coming to an end is something that's been negatively affecting you. It's been weighing you down. Like, we see all these swords stabbing into the back of this poor bird. That's you. With whatever the situation is. You're being weighed down and harmed by the situation. And so it needs to come to an end. There needs to be almost a death energy so that you can be reborn on the other side of this, whatever it is. So this can manifest as, like I said, something in the outer realities, but it could also be something that's within yourself. There could be some parts of you that you need to let go and release so that you can free up that energy and be reborn in some way. And the next card we have is the Major Arcana, the Lovers. And I feel like this only makes sense to come next because this card is all about a choice or a decision that needs to come. And this is such a beautiful card. So with the Lovers, we're being called to, recognize and find out and realize what is really attracting us at this time. What is pulling us and pulling at our heartstrings. It could be anything, but what is it? Especially, once again, when it comes to the Ten of Swords. This ending and this new beginning. Sometimes when we reach an ending point, we have to then consider, okay, what are we going to do next? What's going to come next? And so the Lover's card calls us to be heart-centered, in making our choices going forward. So again, this could be about a new relationship that's coming. This could be about a new job, a new career. I feel like when people make choices in life, there's always this sort of, how do I want to say this? Like in some way, we take things a little bit too seriously. We don't allow ourselves to experiment and try things, see what works and what doesn't. We want everything to, be perfect. We want to make the perfect choice the first time. So I feel like a message that's coming through with this card is to not hold yourself back and not be afraid to just try something and see what happens. I feel like as long as you're following your heart and what you're pursuing and seeking is something that you feel is truly right for you, there are no mistakes. Things may not always end well, but it doesn't mean that you made a mistake in following your heart. But following your own truths and following those pulls at your soul and, those callings are the only thing that's really going to keep you on your right path. Okay? And the final card that we have is the Queen of Chalices, and I'm obsessed with the imagery of this card. Look at that. So that's what the Queen of Chalices represents. It's following your passion, following your love, following your heart. Letting that be the most powerful force in your life that's guiding you. A lot of times we're seeking guidance from outside of ourselves. We want some kind of guidance or insight or something to come in and show us the way. But what we really need to do is understand that our heart, our love, our passions are the strongest and most vital guidance system for us individually. We see how she's, navigating the ship and her adorable little army of whales, that she's guiding, that she's directing, swimming in the midst of. With the Queen of Chalices, we have the reminder that our emotions are such a powerful force and that we should let them guide our lives in many different ways. Our emotions get a bad rap. People are always telling us to, rule our emotions, dominate our emotions, to guide yourself with your logic and your mind over your heart. But truly, it's the other way around. Okay, logic's important, obviously, but as far as the, inner guidance system of steering the course of our lives, we really do need to follow our heart. We need to follow our emotions. The subconscious mind is always going to pick up on things and know what's right for you faster than anything else, because it's about how we feel. Our emotions react so quickly to things and process things much faster than our logical minds do. That's why it's the seat of your intuition. And how we feel about things should never be ignored. In fact, it should be what's followed above all else. So with the Queen of Chalices, we are the ruler of our emotions, but in that sense of embracing them, not trying to dominate them or, rule them out with logic, but rather by embracing them, we become their master. And it leads us into better wellness. Let me turn this down a little bit. I feel like this song's a little bit louder than the others have been. So yeah, that's what we have with the tarot. Now let's go ahead and pull a rune card and see what we get with this. I feel so stupid. I don't know how to shuffle like that. I don't know how you guys do that. I always have to shuffle like the other way. Now I call out to the Aesir and the Vanir and all you spirits of the Norse path. Please come forward now and communicate the truth to me through these runes, so that I may be guided for the highest of all thank you and serenity. Please give us your divine guidance for this full moon and heading into eclipse season. Is there anything else that we need to know or do or be aware of at this time for our highest good, greatest success and joy? Please give us your divine guidance now. Thank you, and so let it be. That was a really strong energy that time. Okay, we have the card Othala. A cute little card. I believe this is the rune of like the home energy, the homestead, and all of that. But let me look at the booklet here. So I forgot to focus this. So the rune Othala is part of the third eight. It is governed by the warrior god Tyr, who willingly lost his hand while binding the cosmic wolf Fenrir. These runes deal with sacrifices to better oneself and for the greater good. The third eight reflects social matters, such as interactions with family and other kinfolk, home life, beliefs, and personal growth. And now specifically, the Othala card. Partners embrace on the homestead they built together and rejoice in the love and affection they have for one another. They recognize their efforts and understand it has a great value, which they are willing to share with their fellow men and build a welcoming, strong community together. This is the rune of completion in reference to the establishment of a stable home and contributing to the growth of the surrounding community and clan. It also recognizes the contributions of all those that came before and all those that will pass through in the future. This rune represents the strength of the community to ensure prosperous growth. All members of the homestead are essential for its development and maintenance, from the homemaker to the farmer to the blacksmith, no different from today's teachers, grocers, doctors, etc. Othala is a rune commonly found embedded on various homes and buildings throughout the world, as it honors Odin and invokes his protection for the home and all that dwell within and around it. Othala reminds us that we are greater than what we think, and our ability to lend our chosen skill and craft for the greater good and benefit of all that surround us, physically and spiritually. So I noticed that that brought up the lineage and the ancestors, which is what I was feeling at the beginning as well too. The keywords are community, hearth and home, protective of others, selflessness, prosperity, accomplished craftsman, inheritance, completion, and family. So yeah, that really brings an added message where I was talking about, following your heart and all of that with these cards. This brings the added message of being part of a community, right, as well. So, with the Queen of Cups, it really is a really motherly energy as well. That loving and nurturing, right? And of course, that manifests in all our relationships. And of course, you can't forget the Lover's card too. So there's this sense of relationship, kinship. It could be romantic, it could be platonic, it could be just with your community and being of service with that energy. It's an energy of protection. It's an energy of strength in numbers and the ways that we unite and come together for different purposes, for different reasons, for different means. So it could also be a card of strength and healing in that sense. So when I see all of these cards together, there's definitely a sense that something is coming to an end or has already come to an end, and there's this rebirth awaiting us. It seems to be that we are in this period of contemplating what's coming next, deciding what we're going to do next, and that we're being called and reminded to follow our hearts above all else. Let that be what guides and steers our lives more than anything, and not just love for the self and love within, but also, of course, love for others in the sense of, what you have to offer to the community and to the world at large through your passions and through your love. So with this Virgo full moon, I would say, stop looking outside of yourself so much for guidance. which I know is kind of easier said than done, because especially when we're dealing with situations like the Ten of Swords, or rather situations that the Ten of Swords brings it into, difficult, hard situations in our lives. It could be hard to find that inner guidance, and it could be muddled up and stuff. But I'm really feeling that we just need to take a step back, right? That's how we center ourselves. That's how we ground ourselves and get in touch with our inner guidance. And we clear off that murkiness. We clear all of that confusion. Sometimes you might want to stay in a situation because logically your mind is telling you, this makes sense. This is better because it makes sense. But our emotions are telling us something else. Our emotions and our heart is telling us, this is not right. I am being wounded and harmed with this energy. I am not blossoming with this energy. My soul is being suppressed, strangulated. You know, it can feel like that with different situations in our lives. But yet we will tell ourselves that we're going to keep going with it because it makes sense for us with our logic, right? It's not till we detach from things that we're able to then see more clearly, or see how much better that we can feel when we're not dealing with it. Especially if you've been doing something for years and years and years, that's not good for you. It can get so muddled up and confounded. Definitely I'm feeling with the Ten of Swords, this is a situation where sort of the cosmos and the universe is going to force this ending in some way, shape, or form. And it's going to bring that release and that relief, which is going to lead you into a rebirth and a renewal in some area of your life. And so really, you know, the only part you're really going to have in all of this is how you go forward with this loving energy and knowing what you're in alignment with and seeking that out. I feel like that will really build a strong foundation for you going forward with this new energy and this new foundation that you're building upon. And one thing I will also say with this, it takes work. Things don't come about easy, not always. So in order to get here with this Queen of Cups, you know, it starts with embracing things. It starts with following our emotions and following our soul's callings. But, you know, that's just the inner guidance. We still have to do the work and the practical stuff and discipline ourselves in that sense to really build what we want for ourselves, for our loved ones, for the people in our lives. And with this community energy here, it could also be that you're building something with someone else or with another group of people. And you're all coming together and you're all contributing to this. And with the Lover's card as well, this is a relationship thing. You know, there's effort and there's work that's put in. It's not just following your emotions, but it's putting in physical energy behind that. Okay, so I want to make sure I highlight that as well with this. You know, don't just start following your emotions one day and be bummed out that things don't automatically work out. You know, you have to put in effort and work with it too. Okay, that's really what I'm getting with the Athola rune coming in at the end. And that's where the logic comes in. Okay, we let our hearts be the deciding factor, and then we use our logic to be the practical aspect of things, and the planning aspect, and the strategy of then following that path. Okay, that's really what I'm trying to say here. But with all of that said, that's going to be all for this reading. I hope that it really helps you in your life at this time. And I hope that you have a great and lovely full moon. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can do so through the methods below in the description box. And if you're interested in learning about magic, metaphysics, and the occult from me and all of my years of experience, as well as my Gnostics with Goddess Hecate, you can join my Facebook teaching group, Hecate Gnostic Circle. It's a monthly subscription and an entry fee to join, and learn from me one-on-one through mentorship and discussions as well. I also give discounted spell work to my group members, and also all of the same lessons and videos that I share with that group. I also post those all on Patreon. However, it's without the one-on-one mentorship. and discounted spell work if you go subscribe to Patreon. But you will get all of the videos and lessons that way as well. I would like to thank my current supporters and patrons. And I will see you all in the next videos. As always, until next time, Hail Hecate, hail to the witches, and blessed be.